Hello, class. Today I wanted to show you a few really important things that we'll be doing pretty often in class. The first one I'm going to be showing you is just a sample of us taking notes. And then after that, I'm going to be showing you a sample of a typical assignment in our class. All right. I guess maybe the first thing to say is when we're taking notes, you will be doing your notes along with me, all right, on a separate sheet of paper. And those notes will be turned in at the end of each triad for a lot of points. All right. And you can also use these notes on tests and quizzes. All right. So they're definitely worth taking, doing along with me on a separate sheet of paper. So let's just start with that. Here's kind of a example lesson, 1.2, part one. So the first thing you'll want to do is get this title of your notes on the top of your paper. All right. So for example, here's your aligned piece of paper, and you'll say, all right, 1.2. Oh, that looks bad. Here, let me make this actually look halfway decent. All right. So got 1.2. What's the title of this thing? Measure and classify angles. Sorry, my handwriting's a little bad when I go fast. Classify angles. Okay, and one thing to not forget is if it's part one or part two, make sure you have that in your title. All right, because if you show me this, piece of notes and I just see 1.2, I'm not going to know which one you're talking about. It's going to be hard for me to grade it. All right, so make sure you say, all right, this is part one, and maybe underline that, part one. Okay, and then from there, you would just pretty much copy what I have on the screen here. This is a lesson that kind of has some vocabulary here. So you could go ahead and just start copying, that. And if there are things that I don't want you to copy on the screen, I will mention it. Okay, so if you're ever wondering, oh, should I be writing this down? The answer is yes, unless I say you shouldn't. Okay, so copy down the definition for an angle, for sides, for vertex, get this nice little drawing here. Wonderful. Okay, the good thing about these lessons is they're going to be videos. You'll be able to pause it whenever, you'll be able to rewind it. So that'll be nice. I'm probably going to go through them fairly quickly because you're able to pause them, just so you know. Okay, cool. The next slide would be our first example. The way this class is run is normally I'll start with an example and I'll show you how to do it. You'll do it along with me. That's kind of us doing things together. All right. After that, maybe there'll be another example. By the way, you would write all of this out, the directions, draw the picture, do the example along with me. Okay, and you would eventually get to a practice problem. Okay, and this is a problem that you'll try on your own. Okay, so the video from here, I would probably automatically pause the video for you. You would try the problem out, put in your answer, and then see how you did. And then I would then go over it with you. All right, and that's kind of the typical lessons. They're pretty straightforward. Just kind of moving along, looks like it gets into classifying angles. Again, you would want to write all of this down. Um, Moving along, here's a nice practice problem you would try on your own. All right, an example problem we would do together. I have these think, pair, share ones that we would do when we're in class. So if you ever see think, pair, share, this is a problem that you don't need to put in your notes. I just want you to look at it, think about it, and maybe you can share with yourself, or if you're in a call with some other classmates, you could share with them. Okay, so after the lesson is done, if there is an assignment, I will point it out. All right. On this one, our assignment is, you can ignore the date there, even though that's actually pretty close to yesterday. Yeah, so let me see. So say this was today's date, and this is the name of the assignment. You would get out a separate sheet of paper, all right, and you would get the title of the assignment on that paper. All right, so notes go on one piece of paper, assignments go on another piece of paper. Don't put them on the same piece of paper. Okay, so it looks like, this is geometry 1.2 part one, and it looks like there's 6 questions to this assignment, and my directions are draw the angles. All right, so let me show you what it looks like when you get to your assignments. Okay, so to get to assignments, for everything in this class, especially while we're online, is you'll want to go to your Google Classroom, say you're in period 1, all right, and you want to click on the name of the assignment. This name right here, this entire thing would be in Google Classroom, all right? It would say this exact title. You would click on it, and it would take you to the assignment. Sometimes the assignment will be just like a PDF of, some problems, like a worksheet, and sometimes they'll take you to a website that's called HRW, and that's what I'm going to show you right now. Okay, so HRW, again, you'll click on the assignment. It'll have the link there to HRW. I have it up here. Okay, what it's going to do is have you sign in with your Google account. You'll do that. Okay, and it'll take you to this website. Yours might look a little bit different because this is kind of like the teacher portion of it. But let me just kind of point out a few things. Your assignment that you are going to do will always be in this spot right here that says assignments. All right, it's empty right now, but for you, it would have the name of the assignment and you would click on it. Before I show you what an example of the assignment looks like, a couple things. Up here, you'll have some of these boxes, right? And these are actually the boxes that'll take you to the, I guess, the online book. Okay, so if you're ever wanting to look at that, you don't necessarily ever need to, but if you're ever thinking like, oh, Mr. Stone did a lesson on 1.2, I would really like to see like what the book has in it. You can click on it. I think it'll say like student resources. I think something like this. Let me see. Let's see what's in student resources. Okay, student resources. This might actually be the better thing to go to. All right. So again, say you're in chapter 1, you're doing a 1.3. If you go click on it, okay, student edition, lesson 1.3, click on it. Okay, so this is actually the PDF of the book. This is what I was looking for. All right, so this is, if you want to like check it out, you can. I base all my lessons on the book, so you'll see a lot of kind of repeated stuff. But yeah, so that's something you can do. Okay, but anyway, let's go back to the actual assignment. Okay, so we're doing assignment. You click on it here, and it's going to bring up something that looks like this. Okay, it's going to have the title of the assignment, and it's going to have however many questions there are. All right, when you guys go to do this, my directions, just a little reminder on this particular assignment, just said draw the angles. Okay, so on this problem, it says choose the proper angle with the given name, angle TWJ. All I would need you to do on your paper is, let me just kind of show you, is I say, okay, I'm on number 1, and the directions are to draw the angle. This thing's asking me to draw the angle that is TWJ. I'm looking through these. TWJ, looks like C would be my correct answer. I don't just want you to write C. Okay, I want you to draw the angle. Okay, so you'd say, all right, I'm going to redraw this thing. So, there's my angle, and it looks like it's going TWJ. So, TWJ. And for this particular problem, you'd be done. Okay, they're not all that simple, but that's all I need. If I tell you to write the directions, you can, but I don't always need you to write the directions on these because sometimes they're long. Okay, so just kind of flipping through this. Here's another one, just asking you to name it. Okay, here's one that's saying name each angle in as many different ways as possible. So on this particular problem, there's a bunch of different names we can give this. You'll learn that in a bit. Okay, but you can see there's 4 different names they want us to give this thing. The first thing I would want you to do is draw this picture. All right, draw the angle. Okay, I know it's just an example, but it's not your answer, but I want you to draw it. So we're on number 3 here. So pretend we did number 2 and we went on to number 3. I would say, okay, let's see, WXZ, WXZ, and it looks like there was also a 1 in there. All right, so that's what we can draw. Now from here, I can answer my question. All right, there's 4 different answers. So I would say, okay, it looks like this thing can be called angle WXZ. looks like it can be also go the other way, angle ZXW, which again, I'm going to teach you how to do this. So this is just me showing you how to, complete an answer. Well, that was big. Okay, another name I could give it is just angle X. Okay, and the last name I can give it is just angle 1. Okay, and there it is. I'm done with number 3. Okay, so that's kind of how these assignments work. I'm having you do them on separate sheets of paper because this website is a little particular on what you type in as your answers. As you go through it, if you want to put in your answers down here, it has, if you were like, oh, I picked letter C, and you would have to scroll down and click next question. You don't have to do that. You don't have to enter your answers because all I care about is what you write on your piece of paper. Okay. But if you want to, some kids like to, and they go, oh, did I get it right? Actually, I don't even know if it'll tell you if you got it right, but we can always ask questions later. You can enter them, okay? But you do not have to. All right, so going all the way to number 6. Okay, on number 6, find the measure of angle BXF. Again, BXF would be this angle right here, and that's what I would want you to draw. You wouldn't necessarily need to draw this really detailed protractor right here. I think that's what it's called. Maybe that's called a compass, I forget. But yeah, you would just need to draw the angle, and it says, find the measure of it, and you would write out the measure. Okay, and again, this would be all done on your separate sheet of paper. Okay, that piece of paper will then you'll need to take a picture of it either with your phone or you can use the camera on your Chromebook, and then that piece of paper would be uploaded to the Google Classroom assignment, kind of like what we did with our Padlet, and then you would turn it in, and that's how we're going to be doing most of our homework. Okay, so notes on a separate sheet of paper and homework on a separate sheet of paper. It just makes it easier, I think, for both of us. Even though you think, oh, it might be a waste of time writing things out, it won't be when you get to a test and it has questions from an entire chapter on it. It'll be really nice to have those notes sitting right in front of you. Okay, cool. So I think that's kind of that with this video. So, I'll definitely give you a chance to ask some questions if I didn't cover everything. But yeah, that's how we're going to be doing a lot of stuff in this class here. Alrighty, cool. I'll see you guys in class.